Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Raquel.
I'm Jacob.
And this is Don't You Know? Woo, I think we got it that time.
Did we? It didn't sound like we got it at all on this end.
Okay, well, I said we got it, and if not, I'll make sure the recording says we did get it.
Perfect. We need to do like a karaoke app or something, so the words just appear with the little colors going across, and we'll get it every time.
That would be interesting trying to set that up.
Yeah, we got enough trouble with Discord.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back, guys. So we have a couple of quick updates. Let's see. Let's start with some new listeners. How about that?
New listeners. Yeah, let's get them out of the way. That way we don't have to think about them anymore. I'm just joking.
He lies. We think about you guys all the time.
It's true.
So we have one new follower on Podbean.
Very cool.
What? And we have lots of new listeners. So thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah. So we don't get to see specific listeners, but we can see countries that they're listening from if they have that information provided. Some new countries that we have is Netherlands, Sweden, Spain, Mexico, and I can't remember if we've mentioned them before. I think they have listened before. Brazil.
Very nice.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. And we have two new states. We have Mississippi and Minnesota. Minnesota.
It's the two M's. Two of the M's.
The two M's, yes. Well, we also have listeners in Michigan.
Oh, cool.
Well, we've had them before, so thanks for still listening. So we have a lot of M's. We have Mexico now, too, so look at that.
Now, just remember when we hit the road, we're coming to your cities, so we will need a couch to sleep on.
I don't know about Jacob. I need a bed to sleep in, man.
Yeah, she's a little more bougie than I am.
Yeah. Jacob will go sleep outside.
I'll sleep on the floor. I'll bring a tent.
I saw this one, I think it was Facebook that recommended it. It was like a tent / sleeping bag / air mattress all in one.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, for like $300. I was like, and it was kind of small looking too. I was like,
That's like 10 times the cost of the last tent I had.
Yeah, I was like, I think, because it was all like, oh, it's less to carry because it's all in one. It's like, yeah, but we could probably get all of that stuff for a lot cheaper. Because, like, you could probably get a sleeping bag for like $20.
Yeah, maybe even less.
Yeah, and then a small air mattress, because it's not going to be a really big one.
I don't even use an air mattress. Honestly, I was at a store the other day and I saw it was like a foam pad that you lay on and it like floats in the pool and it had like a little like curly Q kind of thing where you rest your head on, and I pressed into it and it felt like the nicest like jello foam. I would sleep on that. I'd take that over an air mattress because then you can't pop it. You just roll it up and you take it with you. That stuff was really good.
Yeah. Well, this wasn't even like a true air match. It just like had like a section on the floor that you could blow air into and like inflate it a little bit. It was probably more close to like inflatable raft kind of looking thing.
Oh yeah.
So you could just get an inflatable raft for like another $20 and then your tent for what, 100?
Yeah, I got a tent for like 30 at Target. It was a real small tent though. But you can get a bigger for like 50.
Okay, well this tent was like really, really small. So it probably would have been compared to that $30 tent.
Yeah.
So all of that together is already probably only about $100.
I loved my little $30 tent. I got it from Target, and I slept in that tent maybe 100 times. At least. More than 100 times, easily.
In your living room?
Once or twice. Different people's living rooms, too. But no, it's been on different mountains. It's been all over the place. I used to pack that thing all over. Then I gave it to a friend who took it out of state, and they're sleeping in other states now. That thing was... Shout out, I think it was a Kenmore tent. That thing was awesome. But now I need a new one, because I gave it away.
Your Met tent's been with you for so long.
I know.
It's been with you through so much.
I had a lot of memories in that tent. But I'll get another one. I'll get a little bigger one, too. That was like a 2-person tent. I'm going to get like a 4-person tent so I can stand up a little taller in it. But then I got to carry more.
I need to get a tent.
No, I think I'll get the same size tent.
Me and my dad were talking about getting a really nice tent because when we go to the reservation, we'll be camping.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's no hotels or stuff like that. So it's either sleep in the car or sleep in a tent.
I love tent camping. I don't think it's that bad at all.
I prefer RV camping.
It's not the same thing.
It is the same thing.
It is
awesome.
Not the same thing.
I actually get a bed. Fun. I have a toilet.
It's not the same thing as primitive camping.
I don't want to do primitive camping. I don't even like to go camping in the woods.
Just say you don't like primitive camping, and that's fine. This is 2019. Don't say it's the same thing, you goof.
Camping is camping. I prefer desert camping as well. I don't like spiders and snakes and ticks and all that stuff. And you don't really, well, you'll have like snakes and stuff like that in the desert too, but.
Yeah, but not during the night. They're going to be out Well, maybe.
No, they're
Diurnal.
it depends. It depends on like, because a lot of times in the desert it still gets kind of cold at night and
Yeah.
it's too cold for them.
Yeah, because they're cold-blooded. But there was that scene in Natural Born Killers when they're going across the desert. There's like 1 billion rattlesnakes, but that movie was kind of crazy. I don't think that's actually how snakes work.
I prefer going during the fall anyways when it's cooler, so it's not like dying heat when you're camping.
It sounds like fun. I've never been desert camping. I've only ever been forest camping.
Well, if you come out during the fall one time, I could talk to my mom and we can maybe all go camping
That
with
sounds
her
like
RV.
fun. Oh,
Or you can bring your little tent
I was going to
if you
bring my
want.
little tent.
You can do if you want, but the rest of us will be staying in the RV.
That would be funny bringing a tent onto the plane. Be like, sir, what's this for?
Honestly, it will be too cold for you in the tent.
Yeah, probably.
Because we go right when it starts to get cold.
Yeah.
So it's okay in that you wear like a light jacket or whatever, and when the sun's up, as soon as it gets dark, you have to put like jackets on and bundle up.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I'd bundle up a lot. You get like those, the NASA.
But true, you are from Georgia, so I guess technically, well, I mean, you live in Georgia, so you probably deal with a lot colder temperature than
Oh, yeah.
what we do during the night at the desert.
I mean, I know it gets surprisingly cold in the desert.
Yeah, during the winter, but we would probably be going during the fall. I don't know, I guess it just depends. If you get too cold, I guess you can always just come into the RV.
I can admit defeat.
No, don't say it that way, because then you're going to be like, we're going to go out there, and you're going to be frozen solid, and you're going to be like, I didn't go in the RV at least. That's what's going to be on your tombstone.
This is a short story. One time I went up to a church camp in North Carolina, and they would like pair us off into teams of 3. And one of us would carry the tent, one of us would carry the food, and one of us would carry the cooking equipment. And then all 3 of you go up. It was like a big, like 3-person tent. Or like, it was big for plenty of people. We went up the mountain. Oh, hang on. Before we went up the mountain, we realized that there was a little bit of leftovers and we had a 2-person team. And so I took the tent and about half the food, and the other guy carried about half the food and the cooking equipment. And we went up to the top of the thing. We get all the way up to the top. Now, this is like high school, early high school. We get all the way, it might have even been middle school. We get to the top of the mountain and we put everything up and we cook our food and we do everything. We're about to go to sleep. And the other guy is like, I didn't bring a sleeping bag. And I look at him with this dumbfounded look on my face. Like, are you serious? You hiked all the way up a mountain without a sleeping bag or anything to sleep on? And he's like, yeah. And it's like already cold. Like, we're like hovered around the campfire because it was a summer camp, but it was a brisk summer, and I think it was early in the summer, and or maybe it was late in the summer. I don't even remember. It was getting cold. So basically, long story long, I unzipped my sleeping bag and used it basically like a big blanket. So this poor kid didn't freeze to death. And I had like my jacket and all the clothes I'd brought, which wasn't many, and like bundled them around myself. And I remember that night because it was basically like, you don't actually fall asleep, you just like maintain. I remember just waiting, and when the sun came up, I was so glad that I could get up and get out of the tent. I didn't sleep like that much at all that night. That was terrible. Don't you know, bring a sleeping bag if you're going to go camping on a mountain. Well, what a tangent.
Yeah. Let's go back on topic then.
Yeah, let's.
Somewhat on topic. So, we have one more update. This is not in particularly, I guess it's a little bit in relation to the podcast, more towards our kind of like our production company. So what we're going to be looking into doing is starting up a YouTube channel, and we'll probably put our podcast on there. It won't be like seeing us, it'll just be kind of like wavelengths maybe.
Yeah, just some little audio visual effects.
Yeah. We also will probably starting up a new project, which we haven't quite decided on a title for it, but it will be involving playing video games, basically.
Whoop, whoop. My favorite.
What?
It's something I'm an expert in.
Yeah, and I am not, so that should be fun. And of course, we've talked about it before a little bit, about how Jacob and I have like kind of really different personalities in certain ways. So when we play video games, it's always pretty interesting.
It's definitely, it's like mixing 2 colors of paint into one nice brown sludge.
Since our personalities are different, our video game playing is different. We're different skill-wise, and we're different on how we approach things on video games.
I approach things logically and with a sense of order, and
I approach things as, I'm playing a video game, I'm going to do what I want. if I die, if I whatever.
Freedom, I guess.
Yeah. See, Jacob kind of does it with a sense of a goal, pretty much. When he plays video games, he has goals he wants to do. With me, when I play video games, I'm playing just to have fun, really, only.
Yeah. And that's good.
Well, I don't have the skills to play seriously, really. So I play just for fun.
Winning is fun.
Yeah. I win all the time. So, if I don't win a video game, it's okay.
No, I don't know. For me, it's like, I like a lot of, some people play games. I like simulations. I'm always thinking about if I was like in the game or if the game were real, which is why I get way too like frustrated at them. But I don't know, like for instance, in Minecraft, you don't need to have structural supports, but I always put them in. Because it looks way better to have a pillar there, like in real life, than it would be to not have a pillar there.
And I will just straight up build a building off the side of the mountain. With no type of structure about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a box. Sorry. I'm very, that is one thing I'm very picky about, is everything being kind of symmetrical. And what's more symmetrical than a box?
I guess. You could have,
I guess a circle, but you can't do that in Minecraft.
Complex.
So
you can do a circle.
Closest.
There are a bunch of circles you can do. You gotta make them big.
It's not a true circle.
Minecraft circle chart. Bing.
Oh.
We could have a part 2 to our video game episode.
Oh, we should do that. That'd be pretty awesome. We can have my other brother maybe as a guest. We haven't had a guest in a while, other than the dog's last episode, which my doggie's gone. I'm really sad.
The poor dogs.
Yeah, she left this morning. Those circles are too hard to do. That says 31. You know how far we had to zoom out for it to look like a circle?
Well, if you want a really big circle, then you're going to have to do that. And my circle was I was making a tower, so I used a 9, and just put it up a whole bunch. Anyway. So we've talked about, we've had a Don't You Know for camping. We've talked about video game part 2 episode. What other updates do we have?
We have to do our movie update. Movie TV show update.
Oh, yeah, movie update. Okay, what you got?
So, let's see. I finally actually saw Annabelle. It was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's not too much to say about it, especially without spoiling it. The only problem I had with it was very long.
You got your money's worth.
You do get your money's worth. It definitely is one of those. I was really surprised when we went there, because the movie theater was still very full. And normally movies aren't that full the next weekend unless they're like the Avengers.
Right, the big showstoppers.
Yeah, but this is a horror movie. They don't usually, you have them packed that first weekend, and then after that, they kind of die down. This one was still very packed.
Huh.
So, it was good. I definitely, if you like the Annabelles, I would say that this one won't really disappoint you. Because you know how after a while, they make so many of it, and you're just kind of get disappointed after a while. This one's still pretty good.
I don't think I've ever heard of Annabelle.
You've never heard of Annabelle. Have you heard of The Conjuring?
Oh, yeah, I have. Never mind.
Okay, yeah, there you go. So, yeah, it's still pretty good. It definitely hasn't quite died off yet. It was kind of long for me. I don't tend to do well with movies that are 2 hours long, which I think is what this one was almost.
That is a long time.
Yeah. Because I was kind of getting to the point where you knew something was happening and you knew exactly what was going to kind of cause it. And so you're just kind of waiting there going, okay. But it needs those parts because they introduce a couple of new kind of characters in a way, like horror, like spirits kind of character-wise. So you're not familiar with these characters, so they have to kind of explain them, but they can't just go outright and explain it. So they have these little moments where it kind of explains certain things.
Just because meet so-and-so was a ghost from 1971 who was killed in a fire. I have no idea. It's just a book.
Yeah, exactly. They can't do that. So it needs all this kind of build up. So that way, once it gets to the scary part and all these little things are happening, you're like, oh my god, it's this spirit, because you already know the backstory behind it now. Because and this is in the trailer, so I'm pretty sure I could say this. Okay, so they used to put coins on these people's eyes because so that they can pay the toll. So I guess the fairy person or whatever doesn't steal their soul or something like that.
Well, you have to. I think you have to swim across. Yeah, I've heard of that, the ferryman.
Yeah, and so he's in it, and so if you don't know the story behind that, they do explain it, but they don't explain it all at once. It's kind of here and there. And so in the movie, I mean, and this isn't also in the trailer, you see this girl picking up coins. And that part wouldn't make any sense unless they explained it. You wouldn't understand why a coin rolling to her is so scary.
Right. I'm scared of money. Please
Yeah, I'm
terrify
scared
me.
of money too. I'm scared of old money, which could probably be worth a lot because some coins are worth a lot if they're older.
They age like wine.
Yeah. So, yeah, it definitely was pretty good. I prefer seeing horror movies in theaters because you have all the people there. Actually, it's funny because in the spin-off on Annabelle, not the first one, but the second one, which was actually like a prequel, we made my aunt go. And like within the very beginning, there's a part where it jumps. And she jumped and screamed and the whole theater laughed.
Nice.
Yeah. And in this one, there was a jump and then someone screamed. And at first I thought it was just part of the movie, like something, because it was something that had dropped in the background. So you didn't actually see what dropped. So the noise that followed the dropping, I thought was just like a follow-up kind of noise on the movie. But apparently it was someone screaming.
Oh.
And so they just did a weird scream. And so everyone in the theater started laughing. And that's when I realized it was actually someone screaming and not just like an after kind of like noise of something falling and maybe like moving or something, breaking or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it was funny that it just so happened to both be Annabelle movies that did that.
Yeah, what are the odds?
Okay.
I saw The Little Mermaid.
You saw The Little Mermaid, like the Disney animation one?
That's the one.
Okay.
I watched it with a friend.
You getting prepared for the live action?
The live action one, the fish lady.
Yeah.
The little fish lady.
The little fish lady? What are you talking about?
Mermaid.
You know there's a live action Little Mermaid coming out, right?
Is there really one? I thought you were making a joke because the idea. Well,
no!
Okay.
Oh my god, you haven't heard of this,
No,
Jacob?
I don't pay attention. I don't know.
Okay. Let's see. We've talked about our movies, which is what we usually do. We talked about our new project and our one new follower. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into our topic then, because I think that's all the updates I had. You have any?
Updates. No, not really. I don't do anything at all.
I know. You just play video games.
Yeah, I've been playing XCOM and Age of Empires recently, but those aren't updates really relevant to the podcast. Just they're fun. Video game reviews. Good job. All right.
Whoop.
Moving right on by.
So let's go right into our topic then. So this topic we kind of briefly talked about a little bit, but it was requested by a fan, so we're going to go more into detail on it.
A fan requested topic. How exciting.
So it is about vacation.
Vacations. Awesome.
So we briefly kind of, when we talked about summer break, we kind of a little bit touched on vacations. This is going to be more focused on vacation in a broad sense, so not just for summer vacations, but any type of vacation.
Okay.
And the reason why this fan requested it was more along the lines of kind of a discussion in a way, in the terms of when you go on vacation, do you necessarily does it actually have to be like a big vacation? And this is in regards to more towards when you take vacation from work. Does it have to be big? Do you have to spend a lot of money to go on a vacation where you have to plan in advance? Because the way that they were looking at it is that some of these people who were doing a big vacation, they were talking about it and they're planning all these big vacations, but yet they're so far in debt with all these other things. But yet they can put the money aside to do a big vacation.
Yeah.
Every single year.
I think there are different strategies, and obviously this is going to fall to each person and your finances and stuff, but I don't know. I looked up the literal definition of a vacation, and it says an extended period of leisure and recreation, especially one spent away from home or in traveling.
Which actually brings me up to a good topic. Well, I mean, one of the discussions that I did have was what necessarily becomes a vacation. So I'm planning on probably taking a couple of days off around Thanksgiving. I don't have any plans to go anywhere. Is that not considered a vacation, even though I'm not going to work?
I don't know. I was thinking about that myself. And as far as I was going to tie this back into saving money and stuff too, it does say away from home or in traveling. And now that I think about it, if you only spend I think the point of a vacation is a break from the norm, isn't it? And so if you're stuck or not even stuck, if you're just in a routine, which again we talked about is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
This big break from the routine, it gives you a chance to sort out your creative, adaptive nature, you know what I mean? And so okay, I'm at a new location, I have to learn to map this new location, and I have to learn what the customs are here, and I have to learn, I'm taking in a new atmosphere really rapidly, and it's just overwhelming, kind of I think it exercises something in us, you know what I mean? That it exercises that need to kind of have change, I guess, or to spice things up. Where am I going with this?
Where are you going with this, Jacob?
I'm on a vacation with this. No.
You went on a tangent.
I think that if you just stay home, you're not going to get that break from, your routine that a vacation serves to fill. And I'm pretty guilty of that because I'm very much a homebody, and I do things that are different. Like I play different games or I go different places in VR or whatever, but I don't think that really counts because at the end of the day, I'm still going to sleep in my own bed and waking up and seeing my ceiling, you know what I mean? So I think that you should have to get out of the house and go somewhere, whether it be to a family or friend's house or somewhere, but it doesn't have to be out of the country.
Well, what do you think was, because I mean, if you have to leave and go do something for your vacation, for it to be a vacation, but yet if you take those days off from work, when you're leaving, you say, okay, I'm going on vacation, I'll be back. But if you're actually just staying at home, then why would you say you're going on vacation if you're not really going on, if what you're doing is not considered vacation?
Yeah, I don't think that really does count technically. I think you might be using vacation hours, which I do sometimes. I'll take a half day or something. But I don't think I'm going on vacation. I think it's just that's the account it comes from, and maybe the idea is to use it for travel.
Well, no, I meant like, okay, so when I take my 4 days off for Thanksgiving, actually, no, I don't think it's going to be for Thanksgiving. I'm probably going to do it around Veterans time because I think my little brother is going to be coming out. I'm not leaving home. My little brother's coming to me.
Oh, yeah.
We may do a couple of things.
Okay, so is that a vacation?
Yeah, but I'm still, when I leave work, I'm still going to say, hey, bye, I'm going on vacation. But I'm not going to be leaving home. I'm not going to really be going to do anything. My little brother's coming to visit me. So, is that a vacation?
Yeah, I see where you're going with that. I don't think it counts technically as a vacation from you. I think your routine is being changed up and you're hosting a vacation. But take this to the extreme. Imagine if for your whole entire life, you only ever had people come to you and you didn't go out to visit other places. Would you feel refreshed?
Oh, yeah. I guess refresh is a key point to the vacation, huh? Well, what if I feel refreshed when I leave? Like, I leave work and I don't do anything and I just relax at home and I get whatever, I just relax, play video games all day, and I feel super relaxed by the time I go back. Super refreshed by the time I go back to work. Would that be a vacation?
It's kind of a subjective term. So that won't work. But I still think it's the change of atmosphere, though. You can be refreshed by other things. You can get a massage and be refreshed, but a massage isn't a vacation.
Yeah, because I mean, think about it. When you left, towards the end, when you came out here, I know both me and you were not necessarily refreshed. I mean, we did have fun. But we were both super exhausted.
Yeah, that's a good point, too. Yeah, but then you come back and you come back to work and you're, I'm ready to work now because I'm so because I've got all my voyaging out of my system. I can just kind of get back to routine. And then my dad will say sometimes you need a vacation after your vacation to kind of settle down.
I guess, I don't know. We can just leave that on to our audience and see what they think. Do you have to leave home for it to be a vacation? Let's leave it on to them and ask.
And would you support a system where you leave work, you go on vacation, and then you come home and you don't have to go to work anymore? You just go on another vacation. I'm running for president in 2020. No, I'm not actually. I don't know if that's a...
They're going to do some write-ins, but they're only going to say Jacob because they don't know your last name.
Nah, don't waste your vote. I'm not 35.
Oh, that's true. He's almost... I'm just kidding.
Oh, I'm almost there. Right around the corner.
Yeah. Oh, let's don't say that, because I'll be turning 35 before you by a couple months.
Yeah, you're an old woman.
That's what Frankie calls me all the time, because I'm 10 years older than him. He'll be 18 soon. I can't believe that. Alright, so speaking of, vacations to help, with burnouts and stuff like that, I have a couple of articles, and they both kind of talk about that, whether vacation time is important, or vacation. Let's do this first article. Do vacations really cure burnout? This is by, oh god, I can't pronounce that.
Come on, you could do it.
Something M. Jones. What is that?
Hold on, I'm pulling it up now. It's the top one?
It's I don't know which one it is. I think it's the second one. Or maybe it's the top one.
Marion,
yeah.
That's not that hard of a name. It's Marion Jones.
I can't do names. I got the last one, Jones. That's what my grandma's last name is. So I can do
I'm
that
glad
no
you could
problem.
pronounce the word Jones. Sorry, carry on.
Anyways, okay, so this one's talking about is vacations really cure burnouts. So this one talks about how they did kind of like a survey, it looks like, and the employees had like a 3-day off and then came back, and by the third week, employees felt just as stressed as they did before taking the time off.
Interesting.
So let's see. So they're basically kind of talking about how often maybe we should be able to do vacations, and it's talking about also how like very few companies would grant vacations every 3 weeks.
So it's suggesting that shorter but more frequent breaks are the best way to go.
Yeah, and that's what it says. It says that their results suggest that they should do more frequent short getaways.
Interesting. So if you just like... It's interesting because I feel personally, I tend to go through my vacation hours kind of like that. I'll go and I'll be like, oh, I'm going to take a half day this Friday and just use some hours then. And so it keeps my bucket, for lack of a better term, it keeps that fairly thin, but I don't get any huge, like, oh, I'll take a week and a half off. I don't normally do that. And I feel like that tends to be a little easier to deal with too, because another thing is like, you know, when you leave a place for like 2 or 3 weeks and go on a big long vacation, a big long break, you come back and you have to learn, okay, what's everybody doing? What was I last working on? Where is this folder I'm looking for? And that can be kind of stressful in itself. Whereas if I say, oh, I'm just leaving, I'm going to work, I'm off Friday, I'll see it Monday. I'm already going to see it Monday anyway, whether I'm off Friday or off Saturday, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's just me personally, but I think that kind of fits with this study here too. What do you feel?
Well, that's interesting that you said that, because we just had a discussion about how if you don't leave your house, it's not a vacation.
Yeah.
And we're talking about you taking a half day.
Yeah, I don't count that as a vacation, really.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I went on vacation, I just took a half day off.
Yeah. This one's talking about doing 3 days vacation. And so...
Oh, so like 3 days and then a weekend?
I don't know. It doesn't specify and then a weekend.
Oh, I was assuming it was this. I was assuming they were just taking Friday off.
Yeah, that's what I was assuming as well. But it's saying they take 3 days and then return to work. So I'm assuming it probably is only a Friday and then the Saturday and Sunday. Unless they're taking it off in the middle of the week, where they're doing Monday and then taking Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and coming back Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're only doing 3 days, that's not really enough time to go anywhere outside your home.
No, not really. I mean, you could, though. You could drive up to, like I could drive up to the mountains and spend a weekend in the mountains and then come back. You could definitely go somewhere in 3 days.
Okay, so this other article talks about how it's important to... Oh, so this other article is titled, Getting Away From It All. How to make the best of your vacation time, your most important carry-on item, and... there's no and in that. The mindset you bring to the trip. This is by Richard Levitt.
There you go.
Got that one. Boo. So this one talks about, they did a study that men who skipped vacation for 5 years were 30% more likely to suffer from heart attacks. And even those who skipped 1 year of vacation were associated with higher heart disease.
Huh.
So it's important. So don't you know it's important to take your vacation?
Yeah, because you got to think about, why aren't you taking your vacation? Well, maybe you don't have time. Maybe you don't have money. And those are legitimate concerns. But it makes sense that those things are stressing you out, which is why you're not taking a vacation, which is why you have higher risk of heart attack. I don't know if it's a causation or a correlation.
Yeah. But, I mean, yeah, they're expensive to take vacations, but if we classify just staying home as a vacation, they're not as expensive to do.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the other thing is, like, I don't know, maybe, it's hard to speak generally, but maybe, I don't know, if you can, try and make a vacation happen. I think after this conversation here, I'm going to try and take a little mini vacation, see where I can go.
I'm going to take a vacation next weekend. Take off.
That sounds good.
On a Saturday, me and my brother are going to go down to San Diego and go check out Comic-Con.
Nice. Very cool.
So we're not actually going into Comic-Con. We're just going to check around the outside of it.
Interesting. Maybe I will go up to the mountains like I was talking about. Maybe I'll do a camping trip in the mountains this upcoming weekend.
Go get your new tent.
Yeah, I could use one. We'll see.
So, and this one talks a little bit about the difference in generations, because it was talking about road trips, how they're very common for vacations. But now today, most people just fly out.
Yeah.
Which can help with their vacation because it's a shorter a shorter travel time.
Yeah, for sure. If you can fly somewhere in 2 hours.
Yeah, so like if we're going on vacation, like you coming here, if you had drove here, that 1 week that you had off, we'd do one thing.
Yeah, it would take me like 3 days to get there safely.
Yeah. And yeah, this article has a lot of stuff, different kind of ideas for getaways and pretty good stuff. So you guys can check that out if you're thinking about doing a vacation.
I've heard sometimes that you can even just going to like a hotel in your own city or in an adjacent city is a good way to do it too. Like it's just even your own city will feel completely different waking up in another spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
That can be kind
Do
of fun.
Airbnb.
Yeah, Airbnb is
Live
really
in someone
good.
else's home.
Yeah, there you go.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's another thing is with Airbnb, vacationing is a lot more accessible.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably what we'll end up doing when we go out to Japan. Okay, so we've done a lot of discussions. Most of my stuff are discussions. I have only one don't you know, so let's go ahead and just do that one don't you know. I couldn't think of really any other. Basically, everything just involved discussions.
Yeah,
because vacations is such a broad thing. It's so hard to discuss, to do don't you knows, because everyone does different vacations.
Yeah, for sure. Don't you know you gotta have a nice fancy dinner while you're there? One of your meals has to be like, if you're on vacation, you're going into a new town, it's good to find like a nice local like place that just really stands for like one time I went out to we were in South Carolina it was actually a work trip, so it was not a vacation, but we had fun while we were there, and I think it counts. It was a work-sponsored vacation. Yeah, and we went to this really nice, like seafood
Well, you did get
joint.
away from work. You got away from home, which is one of the definitions for vacation. Yeah. So I guess it technically is.
And honestly, I didn't do much work on that vacation. I helped put up some boards, but like that was it. I was just kind of like, all right, make sure nobody steals anything while we're using the bathroom or something. Okay, cool. Anyway, we went to this nice seafood place and had this really nice, fresh shoreside caught fish meal. It was really tasty. So there you go. Don't you know? Have a good meal. Treat yourself.
That's good. Don't you know? That's so true. Don't you know you have to do that? Because that's a big thing, especially if we're considering vacation. Anytime that you're like leaving your home. Because that means you're going to go somewhere new. So it's always important to do some type of new restaurant that you like, do something different that you don't normally do. Yeah, because if you go and get your usual... Now, with that being said, if you go and get your usual at a different restaurant, it can be a little different too. Because you can see like, oh, it tastes exactly the same. How boring. Or it could be like, oh, they use a different sauce here. I can taste it's kind of nice. I like it better or something. I don't know. I say go completely out of the comfort zone. They have a Texas Roadhouse near my mom now. And I'm like, oh, because I love Texas Roadhouse. But they never had one here. Nice. So I get to try that. My don't you know kind of comes from my grandma, which is what she heard from, which is, don't you know that if you're going to vacation, especially like if you're going vacation out of country, don't you know, have a fake wallet. I thought you were going to say a fake passport. I was like, no, don't. Fake wallet. Yeah, so my grandma went to Europe, I believe it was, and she met this has been a while since she told me, so some of this might not even be true, but just because what your memory does is it picks like little things and kind of puts it together and makes a story together. With the... Yeah. So sometimes when you tell stories, they're not completely true because you're pulling what other people have told you that are similar in that situation. You kind of build your own story. That's why witness testimonies are bad. I've heard of that. Yeah. So she met other American tourists, either, I can't remember if it was on the trip or before the trip, that have gone out of country. And they always recommend having a fake wallet. So you carry around a wallet that has like expired credit cards. Like $5 in singles. $5. Yeah. So if you ever got robbed, you would just give them the fake wallet and you only lose a couple bucks. Yeah. But is that saying that, oh, foreigners are good for nothing, gonna rob you, so make sure that... Is that PC? No, that's why I'm saying that... Why don't you have a fake wallet in the US? Going down LA, huh? I think about it too. I don't know. I think about that sometimes. But they do say that if you ever get robbed and the person's holding a gun at you, if they want your purse or wallet or whatever, throw it in the opposite direction of you and throw it in one direction and run the opposite way, because more than likely that person's gonna go after the wallet versus chasing you down because they got what they wanted. I've heard that, but yeah, if you insult them by throwing it on the ground and then trying to run, they might just shoot at you anyway because you're crazy. I don't know. There's a lot of different things. They might shoot at you anyways. So. Yeah, but if they say give me your wallet and you give them your wallet, they might not shoot you anyway. They'll say, all right, now get out of here. I don't know. It all depends. It's very case by case. I have heard that before. But to me, if you're stealing someone's wallet and you don't shoot them or anything like that, then they could just turn around and cancel those cards real quick before you even had a chance to spend it. So, they could, yeah. But they might not.
They take your phone. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Don't you know? Don't rob people.
Don't you know? Don't rob people, especially while on vacation.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll ruin your vacation for sure. Make it really exciting.
Don't you know when you go on vacation, you go to out of state or whatever, let your credit card company or whatever know.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Because they'll see purchases from all these other different state or countries or whatever, and they might freeze your account.
Yeah, so-and-so's been traveling all over. They must be having a great summer.
Let's see here. Okay, so the rest of my stuff is not Don't You Knows. I think I only have... Okay, so I have 2 more discussions, and that's it. So the first discussion is... Well, let's go ahead and do this one instead. Because we've kind of... This one might be pretty quick to answer somewhat because we've kind of talked a little bit about it. Which is, how long does your trip or whatever need to be for it to be a vacation? Because we did talk about as long as you're leaving the home, it's vacation.
Yeah.
Or, like, so when I originally did this discussion, it was under the thing of vacation is just kind of getting away from work or something like that, just relaxing.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, well, does 3 days, taking a Friday off, does that really count as vacation? But I guess it would be if you left, right?
Yeah. I think you can have a day-long vacation.
Yeah.
Like, if I went up to, I don't know, overnight. I think overnight counts.
See, in California, you could take 1 day off and go to the beach in the morning and then hit the afternoon time and hit the mountains. So you could technically do 2 places in 1 day, and that would be a vacation, right?
You could. Yeah, I think I think it depends on where your heart is. If you're, you don't have to stay out, I guess. I don't know. I think the whole point of a vacation isn't to have such stringent rules. I think a vacation could be whatever you want. Maybe you can stay at home. Yeah. Here's one. What if you rearrange all the furniture in your house and play, like, Hawaii music and have that fireplace that goes on your computer screen? You just do that on the big screen TV or whatever. And then you, I don't know, you change the lights to be, like, green lights or something. You just do everything different that one day and then switch it all back the next day. Does that count?
No. I guess vacation kind of comes down to kind of doing opposite of your normal routine, like you were saying earlier. You know, so if you normally go to work on Monday through Friday, but you don't go one day, then I guess that could, and you just stay home and relax, then that would be kind of vacation. But at the same time, you could take off and then go to, say, the doctors or something like that. And that's not something you normally do, but that would be considered a vacation.
Nah, I think that's obligation. And I think even being home can be obligation too. Because if you're home and you're like, oh, I need to do these dishes, or oh, I need to clean out the fridge, which is what I did today. Finally. Then if you're surrounded by that obligation, then that's gonna impact your vacation. It should be somewhere where you can get away and not have to think about the toils of day to day. Shouldn't have to think about doing laundry, for instance, or you just say, oh, I'll handle this when I get back. If you can get into that mindset that, oh, I won't worry about it, I'll take care of it when I get back. I think that's the vacation mindset you need to get into. However, maybe you can do that at home. I think I can do that at home too, but even then I can't because I'm still thinking about, oh, I need to clean the house or do this or whatever. I think vacation is a state of mind.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Maybe that's why a lot of people say that you have to get away from the home for you to have a vacation. Because if you stay at home, you do have that mindset where you start to think about all these other things you need to do, which is easier to get away from when you get away from home, when you get away completely from it.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you think about, like, I'll go back to Lord of the Rings. When Sam and Frodo are going across, they're not thinking about the garden. They're not thinking about, oh, I have to mow the lawn. Or I have to do cleaning or something. No, they're in, like, Rivendell or wherever. The last thing they were thinking about is their home, you know? I think that's what it's about.
Yeah.
It's so much harder when you have pets.
Oh, that's so true.
Oh, I gotta feed the goldfish.
Do we have any don't you knows for pets, for vacations?
Don't neglect your pets. Make sure they're taken care of. Man, fish are hard, because you can't even, like, take a fish tank somewhere. You gotta, like, have somebody come to your... Oh, that's the worst. I gotta make friends with my neighbors.
Yeah, fish that are, at least with dogs, they have, like, you know, dog hotels that you could take them to, you know.
Yeah.
Board them up. Those are expensive, though, for if you take too long of vacations.
Cats are good, because you can just overfeed them and leave them for a few days, at least. Spiders are easy.
It depends, because some cat, like, if their litter box gets too full, they will not use the restroom in that litter box.
Yeah, well, that's what I said for just a couple days, a few days.
Yeah.
You leave them for a weekend.
Yeah, that's true. It depends on the cat, though.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. Cause,
some
like,
cats get into trouble.
Because, like, my aunt and uncle, their cat gets like super depressed when they're gone. So we have to give her a lot of attention because she's older. She doesn't eat well. She's got a lot of health issues. So we're always afraid that like this will be the one time that it's be too much for her.
I think you could swap them out. You can take her to the pound. Just have one fresh cat.
Never.
I'm just joking. That's terrible.
Never. This one has too much personalities to do that, though. They do that with fish. They don't do it with animals, with puppies and things that have personalities.
No, I mean, it's not good. I'm saying it's not a good thing, even with fish, because fish are animals, too, that you take on a contract. Not a contract, but you take on obligations.
I'm not saying let them die. I'm saying, like, you can't just be like, oh no, they died. I'm going to switch them out. Like, with a fish, you can easily do that. Like a goldfish already isn't supposed to last like for years, but people will switch them out.
I'm talking about something it was actually Sorrow TV on YouTube. He was doing a Reddit thing, and it was like terrible. It was like a collection of terrible people that have been like posted to Reddit. And this one lady was like, "Does anybody want this dog? I got him like a year ago, but he's not a puppy anymore, so I'm gonna get a new puppy, and I don't want him." And he was, and Sorrow was like, "Do people actually do this?" Here, lo and behold, at least one person in the world has done that.
I wouldn't be surprised if some people do that. That's so wrong, though.
Yeah.
How do you have a puppy for a whole year and you raise it and all that stuff, and then do not have a bond form to where you can just give it up after a year?
Because when a puppy does puppy things, it's always. Even if a puppy's annoying, it's still cute, and it's annoyingly cute. But dogs get less cute as they get... Everything gets less cute as they get bigger. You can take a miniature anything, and it's going to be cuter.
Yeah.
Here's a miniature... Here, I've got a cup in my hand. If I had a miniature cup, it would be cute. If you have a loud dog that barks and poops on the carpet and tears up the furniture and... Oh, dogs can get into stuff. Then they're less cute.
Yeah, but see, my dog is like really needy and has separation anxiety and has high-pitched howling and all this other stuff. But I still love her. Even though she's not a puppy. Even though she's done it for 6 years.
Because you're a good, sane person. And some people just aren't. The people who turn in their dogs for fresh puppies are maybe need to work on some issues.
Okay, so I have one last discussion, and then we can wrap up. Unless you have any discussions or don't you notice that you want to do?
No, not really. I was going to say something about cleaning up after vacation and I guess rest up after. Don't you know you should take at least a half day to rest up? Don't get home, drop into bed, and then wake up the morning and go to work because that's too much. You gotta veg out a little bit, chill out and replenish.
This is true. Also, don't you know you should take a day or a half day before your vacation to make sure you're prepared?
I think that depends on you, though. Like, I know that sometimes I can...
You should do it!
I know I can pack the day before and then leave work and go straight to the vacation. And that's kind of nice, too, because then all day you're, like, itching to go, and you're like, all right, let's go. And then it goes, and you're like, all right, cool, and you hit the road. That's fun, but I don't know. Depends on you.
Yeah, I guess it really just depends. Because, like, for me, I like to take the half day to make sure, like... Because depending on when my vacation is, if, like, I'm leaving, say, like, Saturday morning or whatever, I do my laundry on Saturday. Or, like, during the weekend. So I don't have any clothes. So I need to do clothes. I can't leave Saturday morning, do clothes in the, like, super early in the morning so I can pack so I have clothes for the trip.
Yeah.
So I need that half day to do laundry. I need that half day to, like, make sure my animals are taken care of so that they can, like, take them to boarding or whatever. So I'm not talking about just for packing your stuff. I'm talking about, like, making sure you have everything ready for your vacation that you're going to. So that could include, like, making sure your laundry's done so that you have clothes. So
you should have that all planned out. I don't think that counts for... I don't know. Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, so here's my discussion. Are you ready?
Actually, I have one quick one if you don't mind.
Okay.
Yeah, you reminded me of, don't you know, make sure you have everything you need before you get to the airport. This actually just happened to a friend of mine. He got to the airport and realized he did not have his wallet.
Oh, man, no.
As you could imagine, that's a little stressful when you're an hour between the airport and the house. But he managed to make it happen, so that was good. They had a fun vacation. Okay, what's your discussion?
That makes me think about when I went. It was, I guess it's still considered vacation because it's away from home. When my mom got married, she got married in Las Vegas. So she got married on the 4th. So we went down to her house on the 3rd, then went to Las Vegas on the 4th. We left like super, super late on Thursday. Not on Thursday, the day before.
Uh-huh.
So that we didn't have to deal with traffic.
Mm-hmm.
We get there. It's late. We're tired. We're exhausted. I forgot my purse.
Oh no.
We had to drive super, super early in the morning back.
Oh no.
Get my purse, drive all the way back to my mom's. Actually, no, we skipped right over my mom and went straight to Las Vegas. But my
Wow.
mom's like the halfway point, because it could take anywhere from 4 to 5 hours to get to Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, that's
my mom's
brutal.
like the halfway point. And so not only did we have to go all the way back, then we had to make that whole trip. And we had to do it super early in the morning so that we got there in time.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah. So, yeah, make sure you have everything. Make sure you have enough socks. Make sure you have enough underwear. And make sure you have your phone chargers, which is actually isn't too big of a deal because you can always just get phone chargers wherever you need to be at. But it's beneficial not to forget that.
You mentioned socks and underwear. Don't you know, always bring an extra pair, just in case.
I bring like tons of extras.
Yeah,
I don't
tons
know
of
why. I just
extras.
I basically just throw everything in there.
Yeah, I
don't know
do the same
why.
thing. It's like staying for 5 days, packing for 12, because...
Yeah. Because I guess with me, my thought process is I always pack, like if I go, not so much vacation wise, but like if I'm going out of town and I'm going to like a hotel or whatever, I always bring clothes to work out in case I ever decide to use the gym. And so I might be taking 1 or 2 showers that day. So I always pack for like extra, because I'm not going to put on used underwear afterward taking a shower.
No, that's gross.
So, I always pack, like, just tons of extras, because you never know if you're gonna have multiple showers, or if you're gonna, like, stay longer than you need to be, or whatever.
Yeah, or surprise pool party, and you gotta jump in your clothes, or whatever.
Yeah, of course.
That's the one that gets me, is I forget to bring a bathing suit.
Ooh, yeah. There's another time I did something, and I was in a rush to pack, and I was like, okay, I have everything, and if I don't have anything, I'll just buy it when I get there. And I can't remember what it was.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I forgot something, and it wasn't something I could just buy when I got there. It might have been the purse thing still. I was thinking that. I was like, I have everything. Let's just go. And I was like, if I'm forgetting anything, I'd just buy it. Buy your purse.
Yeah, no.
You could buy a purse, but you can't buy your purse. Okay, our discussion now. Our last discussion. So, when you do vacations, do you have to do, for it to be a vacation, do you need to have other people, or can you have vacations where it's just you?
No, I think you can definitely have a solo vacation. I think it's fun with friends, but you don't always have to. Of course, then there's like, you can also do like the whole documentation and share your vacation to Facebook after.
Well, have you ever taken a solo vacation? Because, I mean, you've come out here.
Yeah, but that was to meet you. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
That's not solo.
Every time I've taken vacations, it's never been a solo one. I've always
done it with
like
friends.
Gone with people. Because, like, why? Yeah, like, I don't know. Because to me, I'm not going to go somewhere new by myself.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean for sure. And that does kind of limit myself as well. But, you know, sometimes you can't get friends and you're all on different schedules and stuff. I don't mean can't get friends. I mean can't get friends to go on vacation with you. Sometimes you can't get friends, but that's a different, that's an episode for a different podcast. No, I think you can do it on your own.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did have to try, and I had to convince you to go to Japan with me.
Yeah,
so I didn't have to go by myself.
Right. Yeah, I think it is definitely more fun with friends, as are a lot of things. But don't let that stop you, though, because you never know, you might make some more friends on the way.
Yeah, see, I can't think of anyone ever have taken a solo vacation that I know, though. Where they just gone by themselves.
I know some people who have. I don't think it's that crazy. Yeah.
Okay, then. Okay, so I guess vacations doesn't necessarily have people. I've always just thought vacations involved you going with other people, whether it be family or friends. I guess because I just don't like to go places by myself.
Yeah, I think that a really good thing is to go and meet friends. As far as like, so like I've got a good friend who lives out in Australia, and I've always thought that one day, like, oh, I bet I could crash on a couch over there or something. I'm not saying take advantage of your friends, but I'm saying exactly that. You know, I mean that can.
I am saying that though.
No, I mean, because just like when I came out to LA, you know the area, you know the places to go and the roads and stuff, and so that's helped to streamline my experience of the place. And I think that if I had a friend come to where I'm at, I'd be more than happy to have them stay with me and to show them around. And so like my Australian friend that I mentioned,
it would be very organized though.
No, but
wouldn't be like me where I had everything all planned out.
Well, there's not as much to do over here. No, I mean, I think that that's a good way to kind of help you find out, like, if you have friends there, you got friends there, you know? It's a friendly town. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting when we go to Japan.
Yeah, because I don't think we do have friends over there, do we?
No. We don't. At least I don't. I know some people who have gone. You can. One of my friends, one of my coworkers' friends, is going in August, I believe. And I was like, she was like, "You want me to bring you back anything?" I was like, "I can't think of anything, but you can bring me back knowledge. Let me know the cool places just you go see."
Yeah, there you go.
So that I can put them down.
Yeah, there. That kind of leads into. Don't you know you should use a check the internet for like top 10 things to do in whatever area you're going to, and usually those are a good place to start, even if they're cliche.
Yeah. I know. I was gonna say you have to be careful though, because that's what everyone does, and so that's where those areas are gonna be super busy, probably.
Yeah, and I've always thought about that too. Is when you go to a place, do you want to do the touristy places or do you want to avoid the touristy places? And I think that the answer is a mixture of the two, because there's a reason these things are touristy. You know, it's like you could go to the Leaning Tower of Pisa and you don't have to take that picture where you're holding it up or leaning on it. But if you don't, you didn't, and you're kind of expected to.
Out.
Yeah, when are you ever gonna get that? I'm not sure I'd want to take that picture, but I would want to take a picture like of me and it, and all the people in the background doing the leaning
against it.
What do you think? Do you do the touristy things?
No, because remember when you came out here, we didn't do the touristy things.
We totally did the touristy things. We went to an amusement park. We did indoor skydiving. We did.
Those are things that you can do normally, though.
We literally took a bus tour. That is the ultimate tourist thing.
This is true. Okay, we did do some touristy things, so I guess you're right. We did a mixture of things. We did the Sky Space, which is the tallest building in Los Angeles, which I don't know if it still is, but it was. And it had the slides, so we did that. And we did the tour bus thing. But we didn't do, like, the Hollywood sign. We didn't do the tours through all the celebrities' homes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a fine line, but...
Yeah, we went to an amusement park, which is what you can do in Georgia, that I did a couple times, not as a vacation or as a tourist thing, just on the weekend kind of thing.
I think that the thing to remember is that at this point, you literally are the tourist. So feel free to do the touristy things. I think that's fine. And there's a reason they exist. And at the very least, start there and branch off. If you go, oh, okay, I don't like this. Well, there's a million other things to do.
Yeah. I think some of the best things you can do, like you said, is know someone. If you know someone there, have them help you out. Or if you know someone who went there, like for me with Japan, I'm definitely going to get an idea for some things that they went and did, so that we aren't doing only big touristy things.
Right.
Okay, well, that's all I have today.
Yeah, I have to wrap up myself.
Okay, cool. So, thanks for listening, guys. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter or follow us on Podbean. You can send us some suggestions through Twitter or email. Our Twitter handle is don'tyouknowpod, and then our email is don'tyouknowpod@gmail.com.
Yep. Tweet us and let us know what your favorite vacation was.
Ooh, that'd be cool. We should have talked about our favorite vacations.
Oh yeah, we didn't even...
Another time. I think my favorite is when you came here. Even though, and I did leave home, even though I was still in Los Angeles.
That's true.
Were Airbnb.
You stayed at a different house. You did leave home.
Woohoo! Still a vacation! Anyways,
it's like 4 streets down, but...
It was like 4 streets down. It worked out, because I was kind of worried about my bike not being right. Okay, so... Also, don't forget to share us. We really appreciate that. We can't tell when you do share, but we do appreciate it because we see that our views are growing. So obviously someone is sharing. Me.
Raquel likes to look at the metrics. I'm just in it for the art.
Yeah, I like to do the creative sides, but I do like to see the different countries, the different states that we are reaching, and I love to give. What's the word I'm thinking about? And I love to mention it and thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, we do appreciate it.
Yeah. So don't forget to do. I think
we got it.
Yeah. I think that's it. I was like, there's 5 things that I usually say. I only said 4. What is the 5th one? I don't remember what it was, though. So don't forget to listen to us again next time.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Okay. Until next time, guys. See ya.
Bye.